All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So the Atlanta Falcons are coming off another underwhelming season where they went 7-10. They decide to part ways with Arthur Smith. They hire Raheem Morris as their head coach. They hire Zach Robinson as their offensive coordinator. And to be honest with you, I still think this team is just a quarterback away. Desmond Ridder, I was a Ridder enthusiast. It just didn't work out. They need a QB. I don't care if it's Justin Fields. I don't care if it's a rookie at the 8th pick. I don't care if it's another veteran. We'll talk about all that later on in the video, but they just need a quarterback because the foundation on this team is very good. Specifically on their offensive side, you're littered with playmakers. Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Yes, they still have some holes. I'd like a bolster at the wide receiver position. I'd like another edge. I actually need a couple of edge rushers. I'd like some new cornerbacks. They have some decisions roster-wise that they need to make. So it's not all peaches and rainbows, but still, I think the future under Raheem Morris specifically and under Zach Robinson with the 8th pick in the draft, with $26 million in cap space, I think the Atlanta Falcons' future is a lot brighter kind of than how their season ended with Arthur Smith. Now, I like Arthur Smith. I don't think he's the best head coach. I guess that's kind of evidently clear now. I think he's a good offensive mind. I think an offensive coordinator role in Pittsburgh is quite perfect for him. And I'm just excited, especially for Zach Robinson being the offensive coordinator of this team. I loved his work. He's a Sean McVay guy, and they just need a QB. So that's what we're going to talk about in tonight's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Falcons fans, we're going to post a ton of Falcons content this offseason, so we could try and get this video to 100 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. Now, you have the 8th pick, and it's actually a little surprising to me. Most mock drafts that I read have them taking either a cornerback or an edge rusher. And while both of those two positional groups are certainly, a need for Atlanta, I would like, I guess that the whole story isn't there because you could hypothetically sign a veteran QB. You could hypothetically trade for Justin Fields. And while we're talking about Justin Fields, let's talk about a proposed trade. And this is one of my more favorite Falcons hypotheticals because, Justin Fields and his tenure with the Chicago Bears, I don't think it had anything to do with Justin Fields. I think he's grown as a player. I think he's grown as a passer. Yes, he has some turnovers, but I think the Falcons at quarterback need a big-time play type of player. Type of quarterback. And I think Justin Fields, Luke Getsy, even though Luke Getsy and Justin Fields were never a good match, they were top 3 in big plays in the last 2 seasons while Luke Getsy was the offensive coordinator with Justin Fields. Now, Justin does have some injury concerns, but let me just paint out this hypothetical trade, all right? Keep in mind, Atlanta's got some extra picks because of the Calvin Ridley trade from a while back. So in this hypothetical trade, you receive Justin Fields. You give up this year's 2024 second-round draft pick, and then you give a 2025 third-round pick. And even outside of Justin Fields, what I really like this is, we're moving into an offensive league, right? We've been moving into an offensive league. And I know the Super Bowl was yesterday, and the first half was, very defensive-oriented. I'm not worried about the Falcons' future at the defensive position. What I still just need is a quarterback. I got my head coach. I got my offense coordinator. I just need a quarterback. So the reason I like this, even outside of Justin Fields joining the Atlanta Falcons, is you'd be able to take a wide receiver, probably, definitely not Marvin Harrison, but you might be able to take Malik. You might be able to take Rome. Like, you might be able to get a star wide receiver at pick number 8, and you're still trading for a quarterback in the, a 2025 third round pick, a 2024 second round pick to hopefully get your quarterback of the future. That is beneficial to me. Now, we could get into the nitty gritty of this, and if it actually does go down, we will get into the meat and potatoes of it, where, Justin Fields, if you're trading for Justin Fields, he's 3 years into the league, he's got a rookie or 5th-year option coming, you're probably going to pick that up. And so you are going to pay, like you would most quarterbacks, a decent penny. But once again, man, I've got Bijan Robinson, who had a really good rookie season, even though he was severely underutilized. It's weird because the Falcons were the 9th best rushing team in the NFL this season. It's crazy because, first off, Arthur Smith didn't utilize either running back properly throughout the entire season. But all things considered, Bijan Robinson, 4.6 yards per carry, 976 rushing yards. Tyler Algier, 683 rushing yards. But it's just crazy because the Falcons were 7-10. You're playing from behind, or you're in these close game situations, and the fact that they're still able to have a top 10 running room with only 7 wins, like there's clear star talent in Bijan Robinson, and there's really good talent potential in Tyler Algier, who, in his rookie season 2 years ago had over 1,000 rushing yards. So it's like, I like their running back room because this is something I remember talking about 1 year ago in the offseason. Like, Falcons have one of the best running back rooms in the league, and if they are utilized correctly, they will. And if I were to actually bring in a guy like Justin Fields who can throw and also run the football, you would definitely have the best rushing attack in the NFL next season. Like 100% Justin Fields, Tyler Algier, and Bijan Robinson. But once again, I love the idea of pairing up Justin Fields with those 2 running backs, with Drake London, with Kyle Pitts, and then also a probable wide receiver at the 8th pick. Now, are the Falcons actually going to take a wide receiver at number 8? That's something we're going to talk about probably for the next 2 months here. The first pick, I haven't really seen anything like I haven't really seen a real report that the Falcons are interested in the first pick. I think every team in the NFL is interested in the first pick, but according to Ian Rappaport, in this year's NFL draft, Chicago would need a historic haul of draft picks and overall compensation to move off of the first pick of the 2024 draft. In other words, one source said it would have to be quote unquote crazy. And so I found an interesting Falcons trade proposal, which to me pretty much kiboshes them trading up for pick number 1, which I really don't think they need to do in any way, shape, or form. But in this hypothetical trade, the Bears receive your 8th pick this year. They receive a 2024 second. They receive a 2024 third, a 2025 first, a 2025 second, a 2026 first, and then a guy like Kyle Pitts or AJ Terrell. That doesn't work for me in any way, shape, or form. So I think we're going to just kind of kibosh Atlanta trading up for the first pick in this year's draft. The only reason I bring that up is because it depends on who you ask. And keep in mind, it's February 12th at the time of this recording. The draft boards are going to change a lot, especially with the quarterback position. But you're going to miss out either way at pick number 8 of Drake May, Jada Daniels, Caleb Williams. No matter how you rank that trio of QBs, at pick number 8, you're just not going to get any of them unless you trade up and you give one of those teams a big ass haul, which, like I said, I don't think is worth it for the Atlanta Falcons. So then you get into your Bo Nixes, your JJ McCarthy's, your Michael Penix Jr.'s. The thing is, once again, it depends on who you ask, and it depends on where they evaluate those talents. Like, I'd take Penix at 8, but most people wouldn't. So Atlanta's got some options, and that's a good place to be. You've got new coaches coming in, and they have a ton of talent, especially on the offensive side as far as playmaking goes. So it's a good time. I know the last many seasons have been very underwhelming for the Atlanta Falcons, but trust me, I think their future is looking very good. I think they got the right coaches in place, and now it's just time to produce, right? That's it for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you want more Falcons videos, let me know. But let me know, who do you want as QB1 for the Atlanta Falcons next season?